Hello and welcome back to Down the Track. As usual, I have with me my co-host, Mr. Abrar Aziz. How are you doing?
Good. A couple of interesting games. Not so much the second, but at least the first one. A lot to talk about.
Yeah, super Saturday, action-packed Saturday. A lot of cricket today. We'll start off with the first game between Punjab and KKR. Oh my God, man! Like I just couldn't believe my eyes. I couldn't believe my eyes. KKR with 162.
164.
164. Sorry, and 165 was the target. But I don't know what happened, man. Like in the Punjab were killing it. 100, I think they were 140 for one. They needed 24 of 21 balls. Are you kidding me, man?
I don't even know what to say. It's just so crazy. There's so many things that went wrong suddenly in those last 3 overs. That's what I'm saying. Like,
But are you kidding me? Like you have Rahul set, you have one down. Where like how can you back the bowling team in this situation? Like
you
you
can
have
never really.
somebody is 70 not out set. You have one down batsman batting with him. You have 9 wickets in hand, and like the difference between ball and runs is 3. In this modern era, you have people hitting 90 and 20 balls or 30 balls and 24 and 21, and you can't say, are you kidding me?
That's when things are not going in your favor, man. They just are not. Punjab's been just the luck has not been in their favor, and you felt like these certain things went right in the first innings. They bowled well to restrict KKR down to a decent total. They started off the drop catch in the first over, Russell not being available after that. Suddenly you felt like, okay, you know what, all the stars are aligning. And at 24 of 21, and Nicholas Puran just hitting Nagarkoti out of the park, pretty easily. You thought, okay, fine, you know what, it's just some formality now for the game to finish, and then suddenly, whoa.
But you hit the nail on the head. There's no Russell in the death. Like he's their main bowler in the death. Like and Russell. Even then, like with Russell 24 of 21, it's not an easy task to defend at all. It's almost impossible.
It's quite crazy. I guess if Russell was there, it would have probably been easier because Narayan wouldn't have bowled, and then that would have been a little bit easier maybe because of a little bit faster bowling. But actually, hats off to even Prasidh Krishna. Comes into the tournament, comes in first game, I think, of the tournament, and he comes in and bowls a brilliant spell, absolutely 4 overs, 29 runs, 3 wickets, and the most crucial over of the 19th over where he gave away, I think, only 3 or 4 runs. And I think took the wicket of Prasidh Krishna, took the wicket of Prabh Simran and KL Rahul. So that makes a very, very big difference,
Huge difference. You're taking two. You got a well set batsman out. So it made a huge difference.
I think that really changed the game on its head. I think the biggest mistake was to send Prabh Simran over Maxwell. I've been saying this as soon as that happened. He shouldn't have been sent on. Yes, he might be a talented cricketer, but he's not an experienced cricketer. And you see that experience that mattered, because Maxwell in the last over was able to hit Narayan for 2 fours. If he had that third, the 18th over as well, if he had a couple of balls over there, he probably would have scored a couple more runs because Prabh Simran literally just defended 3 balls and you waste 3 balls over there, and suddenly things get a little bit tricky, and then you get out after that and you put too much pressure on KL, and then of course KL's going to go for the big shot, and if it hits the bottom of his bat and goes on to hit the stumps, yes, they could have done this a lot better, but I think that was a moment where it changed. I think send Prabh Simran over Maxwell, I think, just in terms of him not having the experience. And also I think Nicholas Puran is an amazing talent. He's absolutely one of the best ball cricketers in terms of hitting the ball cleanly, and I think everyone knows that about him. Everyone accepts he's one of the best cricketers out there in terms of being able to hit the ball so cleanly, and the talent that he possesses. You just didn't need to go cross-batted in that shot at all. You just needed to just keep talking around for singles. You would have gotten a odd ball here and there that could have hit for 4. You just needed to just keep yourself in the game. It's just so unfortunate that they ended up in the losing team. Yes, like I said, that if things are not going your way, they just are not. But this is going to be a hard loss for them to take. I don't think they're coming back from this one now.
They were the way they're going this season. Even if they got Maxwell up, I felt that he'll get out first ball. But yes, he did play well in the end. But inches close to taking it to Super Over. I thought that was a 6, to be honest, when I saw it live.
Also,
and it was inches close. But yes, there's a lot of ifs and buts strategy wise. But they should have still finished it off, no matter who was batting. Even if Mohammad Shami was batting, at one down, when you have so many wickets in hand, I'm saying,
absolutely.
they should have finished it. And for KKR, KKR positive. I mean, Shubman Gill being consistent this season, and then Dinesh Karthik. I think
That is the most important.
he wasn't in form, but now as captain, there's a lot of scrutiny as well. I think we also I myself criticized his captaincy before the tournament, but right now I think a lot of confidence with Owen Morgan by his side. I think that's helping him in the field, and now with the bat, an amazing innings. Played all. Like 360, hit some cut shots, some over the cover on the leg side. Really good batting. He'll be very confident now.
Absolutely, I think this will do a world of good. I mean, he was for the most part, I think he was captaining well this season. Yes, he has the support of Ian Morgan that helps, which we saw that he was lacking last season. He didn't really have any kind of leaders along with him, but that Ian Morgan's presence is really calming him down. They have made a couple of issues in terms of switching around the batting order a little bit here and there, but I think apart from that, I think he's been using his bowlers very well. He's been there and there about in terms of he's been very consistent with his plans. He's set his plans and he's working on them, and they are being executed well as well. So he's been captaining well. I think the downside of his game was his own batting. I think that today with the sumptuous I mean, like he had some very, very good hits and some clean hitting, and like he's kind of like a little bit of ABD in him, he hits it all around the park. It's beautiful to see when he can finish it like that. 58 of 29, man, that's an absolute amazing innings, and that proved the difference, right? They could have easily been 130 140 to win, and then he kind of brings it up to 165 to win, so that makes it a difference, and then they lost because of that 2 runs at the end. So
in the end, that was
hats off Dinesh Karthik, well done to him. And some positives, but a couple of the big negatives would be of course, is Russell's injury is that serious? They'll have to see what's going on with that. And as we just know, just because before we started off the pod, the action issue with Sunil Narayan. So these guys going to be 2 big problems for them to face now.
But he was already called before, right, about a suspect action, and then he changed his action a bit, and then I think that last over, a lot of eyes were on him. I don't know what it was, but unfortunate man, he's a key bowler for KKR. Do you find something suspect in his action?
Well, honestly, I didn't look at it like that at all. I was just looking at bat versus ball, I think. But I'll have to go back and see. But I honestly, if it's significantly wrong, yes, you want to check it.
Maybe it happened I'm not sure when they reported it, but it could be the last over when he was firing it in. So when you fire it in, sometimes there's a. I didn't notice it. Yeah, we'll have to go back and check it. But yeah, like you said, I think that's a big blow. If Narayan goes, and even Russell's injury, 2 big players for them. They're not in the best of forms, but they still contribute in almost every game you see.
Yeah, at least if not with the bat, the ball with the ball, like even like last couple of games, Russell has been their key bowler in terms of bowling in the death, and that's going to be a big issue. I mean, they got off with it today because Punjab unfortunately kind of kicked themselves out of that game, but it's going to be an issue for them. And if these 2 guys are long-term issues, then this might be a problem for KKR, I think, for sure.
Yeah, and one last quick question on about Punjab. KL Rahul, do you think he's missing somebody like a Ponting or like a McCullum? Like Karthik has McCullum, Iyer has Ponting, he has Kumble, but I don't know. Like they're both from Bangalore, they have an understanding, but they just not. Maybe it's not Kumble. Maybe on the field he doesn't have anybody like a Morgan or a Williamson or somebody experienced or a Pollard. So do you think he's really missing that?
I think that's the biggest issue. I think off the field, it's very, I mean, off the field, the kind of drills and stuff like that they do, and the management and discussions, it's a completely different story than on the field. On the field, sometimes you have to just think over on your feet and stuff like that. I think that like these kind of basic issues that they are facing, like Maxwell he might be experienced, but he's no Kane Williamson, or he's no Ian Morgan, neither is Apuran, so like their top 4 players are guys who are kind of, they go out there and do the job that's asked of them. They don't contribute extra, which is unfortunate, and they don't have any real experienced Indian lads as well, Shami also goes out there, he does his job. Mayank Agarwal goes out there, there's no one like a Virat Kohli that can help him, or there's no one like Virat has sometimes to help him out in decision making. Rohit Sharma, yes, off the field they have their issues, but on the field you can see that Rohit Sharma contributes and stuff like that.
Even in RCB he has AB de Villiers,
and who's always there and there about.
Yeah, that's what
everyone, I think.
Everyone, even Dhoni, the most successful captain, has someone like a Faf to fall back on. He can can discuss with Bravo. He can discuss. Even Rohit Sharma is a successful captain in the
Yes,
IPL.
Pollard.
He has Pollard, but this is maybe something that I mean, I'm getting deep into it because they're losing like 5-6 games,
Yeah.
but it could be an issue now.
No, I agree 100%. I think there's definitely that issue for sure. You see that a little bit with Rajasthan Royals as well. If you notice, Steve Smith doesn't really have anyone to go kind of fall back on, because Butler again is your kind of guy that he's doing his own thing.
Yeah,
The likes of some Samson, Lamro, these guys are all newer guys. Archer does his own thing. He's no one to really fall back on. There's that experience lacking,
I
because you
think
see with
Stokes'
yeah,
inclusion will help though.
will help for sure,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah,
And you see with Sunrisers as well, you see Warner and Kane always around. Sometimes even Kane is just doing all the important things,
yeah,
and
yeah,
Warner's sitting in the field outside in the
yeah.
outfield just doing his thing. So it's very important to have 2 3 guys to kind of just calm the nerves and help with the composure in crunch situations. That would help. I
Yeah.
think I still think that, like you said, of course, with the way they're going, Maxwell's, if he would have come up, still they might have lost. But I think that's a big miss for them. I think that they really need to, like, uh, in those crunch situations, to make those kind of decisions is something that experience does help. And I'm a little bit surprised with the think tank as well. They should have at least thought about it. And I mean, yes, he was scheduled
But,
to come
but
in.
but also it wasn't really needed. Like if it was like 60 or 30 balls, then you need to send Maxwell in, right? At
Yeah,
that time, you
yeah,
expect anybody to just rotate the strike. You have a set batsman there, so
correct.
maybe
Fair
that's why
enough.
they didn't think about it. But you're right. Like if Maxwell was there, he would have probably won the game. I'm
Yeah,
not arguing that, but I'm just saying that it was a situation where it didn't really matter. It's not like you're desperate. You need to send somebody and hit. The
yeah,
guy went there and he messed up. That's completely different.
yeah,
But if you look at the game at that time, I don't think there was much you could like think about. Like
correct. Yep. I think I agree. That's fair enough. But
because he batted
historically,
against Sunrisers, he batted the same position, not Prab
yeah,
Simran.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think you're right. Actually, there's that way of looking at it as well. Fair enough. But I think for Punjab now, there's a long road ahead. I think they need to win 6 out of the next 7 games, which is looking very unlikely with the way it's going. First, and they have to expect a couple of results to go your way, because you at least need 14 points to give yourself a shouting chance in this tournament, right? And that means you need to win 6 games more. So that's 12 points. So it's going to be very hard. I think Punjab is. And kind of the demoralizing effect that will have on this team because of the performance today. Well, I think they're not going to come out of this. I think there might be a couple here and there, but I think that's about it.
It's
It's
going to
going to
be
be
a
sad
tough
for
road.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's going to be difficult.
I think my only prediction so far is Punjab finishing it. They might just end up over there.
Yeah, and I didn't expect that. I expected them in the top four, to be honest with you,
Yeah,
because I thought they had a good team. But it's just not clicking. 3 close games now that they've lost. It could have easily been theirs, but
yeah,
mistakes of their own. But I think that wraps up the first game. Now going into the second game, it was not as close, much more one-sided. But surprising result. We're used to CSK winning these games, but CSK is losing. RCB winning. 2020 different year. But what a innings by Virat Kohli. He was the difference. They won by 37 runs around that margin, and he scored 90 or 52 balls in a score of 169. So like he scored more than half the runs. So an excellent innings. Your initial thoughts on the game?
man, what a champion batsman! Like, just the ease with which he was really, scoring those runs and scoring those boundaries. Oh man, like, it's just a pleasure to watch that. And not only was he doing that well, he was also running between the wickets very, very hard.
That was the key difference.
He was making Shivam Dube really get tired. You
That's
see
the key
that Shivam
difference.
Dube was like
Yeah.
gasping for breath. But man, hats off. He's a champion cricketer. There was never any doubt about his batting. In at least in my opinion, I think he's the best batsman out there. Be it T20 cricket, one day cricket, any white ball cricket. I think he's the best batsman out there. Test matches, he's there, and he's right up there. He might have a little bit of competition with Steve Smith, but he's right up there. So absolute incredible batsman, champion batsman, and he showed today. He started off slowly because the pitch was slower, but to be able to perform like the way he did on the pitch that is a little bit slower, to kind of just understand the conditions and get to the position where you can really score 90 or 52, where every other batsman in his team and in the other team kind of struggled, is just hats off to the innings that he had. I mean, absolutely. There was Chennai were in the chase, were really never in it. Honestly, you saw the Raidu and Jagdishan and all of them were struggling. Everyone was struggling, and just because of that, it just elevates the performance of a Virat Kohli. So
Yeah.
It
You know
just
what was the most special thing for me about that innings? I've seen him play amazing innings. We've all
yeah.
seen him. But you know what's the most special thing? The way he went outside off stump and scooped it. I've never seen him do
That
that. Never.
I was thinking that
I
actually
j-
he's just so
that,
amazing, like the presence of mind, because he knows Bravo's been bowling those wide Yorkers,
yeah, I
and
thought
wide,
that was
he
AB
just
de
moves
Villiers
in
for one
and he
second. I'm like,
just
no,
like
no, he's out. Yeah, like the way. Have you ever seen him play that shot?
no, no, and it was just beautiful. I mean, it's just he's always trying to improve himself. That's why I mean, sitting with ABD and stuff like that, it helps. These kind of these legends are kind of just they talk to him about it, they tell him, and they would have probably discussed it, because that Bravo, when he comes into that overs, he's bowling right on that line, that almost that
Hmm.
wide line, and he's going to bowl you. He's been doing that all throughout his past 3 or 4 games that he's played. So the first ball he comes in and he knows that's going to happen. He just walks across the stump and scoops it. It was beautiful.
But that shows he's a learning cricketer. He might not be the most
Always, yeah.
talented because he never played that shot. I've never seen him even attempt it. Like I might be wrong, but I've never seen him attempt it. To be
Yeah.
honest with you, but the fact that he did it after like so many years shows that he didn't have that shot, and he's willing to learn and willing to improve even at this day. Like he's probably at the peak of his career, and he's still trying to come up with new shots.
I agree 100%. I mean, he's an absolute student of the game. You can always see that he's a passionate cricketer. He wants to improve himself all the time. Just imagine someone who's at that great level also continue to improve. And he goes out there. He takes tips from ABD. He takes tips from whoever's like he's giving him tips. He's like, okay, fine. You know what? Bravo's going to bowl that wide Yorker, or when he comes back in the dead overs, just walk across, scoop him, because that's the best way to do it. And he did that, and Bravo was dumbfounded. He was like, "What happened?" He just
Yeah,
didn't expect that from a Virat Kohli.
yeah.
So hats off to him. I mean, that was the only innings that mattered for them. I mean, to get it after that little bit of a slow start, to bring it up to 170, which makes it a challenging total on that slow pitch. Hats off.
Yeah, and for CSK, it's going down the hill now.
Yeah,
Like it's gonna be like, yes, you can't count them out. There's a
of
lot of
course. Yeah,
history there and everything,
yeah,
but they're just not looking like that strong team. All those weaknesses that we talked about previously, now they're coming out. We didn't see it in the last 2 years, but now those cracks are starting to widen. The openers, if they don't perform, there's a lot of the middle order doesn't have that power. You saw Raidu, like he got in, but he just couldn't accelerate.
yeah,
He wasn't running between the wickets really good. We saw Peterson criticizing him, like
yeah,
giving Kohli's example. You need to
yeah.
push for the second, and then yeah, Dhoni just couldn't finish it as well. Like they don't have that firepower that they once did.
Absolutely. I think it's unfortunate, but the road is starting to seem very long for them now. Again, they've been losing a few on the trot. They've just won 2 out of their 6 or 7 games now, so they will also need to win 5 or 6 of their next 7 games to be able to compete in the top four of the tournament. I mean, if they want to be in the top four. So it's starting to look a little bit tricky. You can never write this team off because of the experience that they have. These pitches are starting to get slower, but they need to fix their batting. It's not their bowling that's a problem. I mean, yes,
That
they could.
bowling though is kind
Yeah,
of an issue.
yeah, yes, absolutely. There is a little bit of an issue because Bravo has been struggling. He used to be the champion bowler in the past, but he's
Yeah.
been struggling a little bit. So that is a little bit of an issue. But those are a couple of things that they can try and work on. Yes,
Hmm.
for sure. You could have given maybe 10, 20, 10, 15 runs less. You should have restricted them for 150, but they didn't score even 150. They scored only 130. So the batting
Yeah.
is the problem. That is where it's. I mean, yes, their approach would have been completely different if they had to score 150 to start with versus 170. All those things you can definitely take into consideration, but
But that's
you
the
really
problem.
need.
I don't think their approach every game has been like try to conserve wickets in the power play. Then and then
Yeah.
when they do attack, they're losing wickets.
Yeah, it's just that, except for that one game when Faf
Yeah.
and Watson just went absolute berserk against Punjab, unfortunately, but they went absolutely berserk. There's just we haven't really seen them do much. They won the first game against Mumbai when you really thought that okay, this team is continue to do well, and then they lost a couple. Then they had this amazing innings between Watson and Faf when they won. And then they've lost a couple again, after that. So it's just not really been their season, and it's quite interesting to see that Chennai is struggling the way they are. But yeah, it looks like a long road ahead for them as well. I thought this was going to be the game that would change it. I just felt like if they needed to like win this one convincingly to just show the rest of the teams that they're really in there and thereabout, at least they're going to fight for those top four. But I think it's starting to look a little difficult for them now.
Yeah, and lastly for RCB, is this their year?
I think that they have enough in there. Honestly, like if you have to talk about the game today, they Virat Kohli batted amazing. The other inclusion was the bowling attack in general. They were all very disciplined. Everyone was bowling well. There was no runs being leaked or anything of the sort. And the addition of Chris Morris just makes this team elevated into an extent, like that bowling issue that they had in the death and stuff like that. This guy comes in 4 overs, 19 runs, 3 wickets. He's coming out of an injury after a pandemic where he hasn't played for 8-10 months, and he comes out and bowls those perfect like first a couple of overs he was good. In the end he was good. He picked up 3 wickets. Everything was good. Like he just uh, hats off to him. He did a good job as well. So that this makes this team very balanced. The Washington Sundar with the ball has improved immensely. Shivam Dubey with the bat is performing on and off. Padikkal's coming in. So there's a lot that this team can get, that can be happy about. But I still think that Delhi or Mumbai is better.
Yeah, the people are finally chipping in, but there are weaknesses there. But they're finally they're chipping in now. They're not losing so many games like they used to in the last 2-3 years.
Absolutely. The supports, when the support is really like we are not only talking about an ABD or a Virat. Yes, of course they have had, both of them have had good innings, but we are talking about Washington. We are talking about Morris. We are talking about Padikkal. We are talking about
that's
Dubey.
what they needed.
That's what was most important. You can't. It's 11 people team. You have to have at least 7 or 8 perform consistently. Only then you're going to be able to fight for the top spot. So, and you see that with Delhi also. It's not like 1 or 2 people are performing, or for that matter Mumbai. These guys are all performing as a team, and that's what's important.
Yeah, I don't think I need to ask you who your player of the match was. It's very simple.
It was, yeah.
I
think we forgot to talk about it in the KKR game. Even though Dinesh Karthik had a great game, I'd give it to Prasidh Krishna.
Oh, okay, that's good. I actually wasn't going to ask you. I thought you were going to say Dinesh Karthik and Virat Kohli, but that's also good. I think Prasidh Krishna won the game in the end. So yeah, very good
because
call.
After that cruising, to be able to just put the brakes on that, I think I'd share it between Narayan and Prasidh Krishna, but I'd give it to Prasidh only because he's younger, and to get the wicket of KL Rahul and Prabh Simran was more important, I think, in that phase. So
yeah, definitely. And then moving on to tomorrow's games quickly. Sunrisers Hyderabad versus Rajasthan Royals. The first game on Sunday. Yeah. So your thoughts on this game? It's in Dubai.
Yeah, it's in Dubai. Yeah, so they're going to be using a new pitch, but it's hot and it's the afternoon game, so it's going to be difficult. But
new pitch, so lot of more runs. You think?
I expect it to be a run fest, and that's going to support Rajasthan's case because they like it when the ball comes under the bat. They struggle otherwise. But I mean, they didn't do much in Sharjah in the last game, so that is surprising. But I think confidence.
But that slowed down as well.
Yeah, exactly. I think confidence is going to be an issue. I think that's going to be a problem. But I think the likes of Stokes maybe being the only thing is he's coming out of lockdown today, so he comes in and I don't know if they'll inculcate him into the team right away first game, but they need him. They need him for sure. So they're going to need
50-50. I think they're not going to rule it out. So I think it'll be a 50-50.
But I think that middle order is struggling. I think if they have the top 3 gone, I think this just feels like Mahipal, Lomrao, and the other guys over there, like Andrew Tai, these guys are not able to really bring up the. It seems like that Sunrisers issue in the first couple of games. You have the top 3 out, and then everyone else is really struggling. So I think they will need Stokes if Rajasthan can bring in Stokes, and if Stokes can, hopefully he's not rusty and he can actually perform, then there's a good chance that Rajasthan goes out there with the fighting chance. But I think other than that, apart from that, I think it'll be a problem. And Sunrisers coming off of a very good victory. So their confidence in their bowling in Rashid Khan and in Natarajan, the Khalil, and these guys are a little bit high on confidence. The batting was very good, but they will have to look into the fact that once a couple of wickets fell, they seem to collapse quickly, which has been Sunrisers' problem for a long time.
And those 4 overs against Archer will be crucial.
4 overs against Archer will be crucial on that front, and the 4 overs between Abhishek Sharma and Samad who've been battered around a little bit. That kind of, they have to see how they want to, if they want to bring in a Vijay Shankar like we discussed in the last game as well. That if they want to bring him in, it'll be heartbreaking for young Priyam Garg, but it's an option that they might have to consider for a little bit more balance. So a couple of things for both of the teams to kind of think about, and I think the guys who can make these decisions correctly will probably come out victorious. And it's a very important game for both these teams because, again, I think if Rajasthan loses one more game, I think they become with Chennai and Punjab trying to a long road ahead for them. And Sunrisers, they need to win this just to show everyone else that they are right on their back, like if they can continue with the 8 points, because I think Delhi has 10 and the rest of them, I think Mumbai, KKR and Bangalore now have 8. So Sunrise
Yeah.
is stuck at 6, and Rajasthan at 4. So they have to Sunrisers have to keep the pressure on the top 4 if they want to continue to make that playoff thing. So that'll be important for them to look into. So it's going to be a fun game.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna go against my boys.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna ask you.
So I'm gonna go with Sunrisers, but it'll be a fun game to watch.
Yeah, definitely. And both teams have similar strengths and weaknesses in that sense, like foreigners and stuff. So yeah, it'll be interesting. It could swing either way.
I want to see Raj continue this amazing bowling that he's been doing. I want to see if he can continue to do that. I think he will. He's really high on confidence, and he's a confidence bowler. So if he's in that kind of form, I think he's very hard to play. And I think from Rajasthan, I'd like if Stokes coming in, I'd like to see how he performs. But if not, I'd want to see how Archer performs if he can continue also. So
yeah, those are the key players. You hit the nail on the head. And then the last game for tomorrow was the top of the table clash. Delhi Capitals versus Mumbai Indians, two informed teams, two amazing squads. They've played some brilliant cricket. Your thoughts on this game?
I'd love to see this game in Sharjah. I am a little bit upset that it's in Abu Dhabi, but it'll make it for a little bit more of a contest, I think. But otherwise, it would have been a 6-sitting contest. Who hits more sixes would have been the case. But I think it's in Abu Dhabi. It'll be fun to see. The pitch will be a little bit slower, so the real skill will come out. Man,
both bowling sides are incredible. Both batting is incredible.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
I guess it's just who performs better on
the day. I think so. I think the only difference here is because it's the Abu Dhabi pitch and it's starting to slow down a little bit. I think that we've been talking about this for a long time now, but Delhi spinners are a little bit better than Mumbai spinners. So that might be that crucial factor, because if Ashwin can really use his experience and guile to kind of
excellent point,
make stop some runs or get a couple of wickets, that would really help them, give them a little bit of an edge, because that now the spinners are starting to come into play. You see almost every team kind of, yes, the fast bowlers are doing great, but I think the spinners are starting to come into play a lot more, especially in Abu Dhabi, where it's starting to slow down considerably now, I think.
But if you counter that point, batting wise, they're both like crazy, like explosive batting orders. But would you give Mumbai the edge batting wise?
Yes, I would 100%, because more experience in that, because this is young Indian side. I mean, not young. I wouldn't say young, because the likes of Priti Shaw and Shreyas Iyer and Pant have been doing this for a couple of years now at least. But compared to the likes of Pollard, Hardik Pandya, Rohit Sharma, Quinton de Kock, there's a little bit more experience over there, right? So maybe that will be a factor.
That's where it balances out the bowling.
Exactly,
and the
it really balances it out. It's going to be a fun contest. These are the two top teams. There's definite looks of champions in both these teams. So I think it's going to be a kind of a title challenging kind of game. It'll be fun to see that one. I mean, I'm not writing any of the other teams out. I'm not saying that these two are going to be the finalists or anything. But as of right now, they
look the best teams in the tournament. So it promises for an exciting, high quality game for sure.
Absolutely.
And you're going with
Hardik Pandya and Ravichandran Ashwin.
Hardik Pandya, and who's going to win the game?
Man, I think Mumbai will edge it, because these guys, they're a more experienced, even in like they've been winning. Delhi has not won, so there's that kind of an issue also, and slightly younger team in terms of the batting, and they've peaked. They won 5 out of 6 games, right? They've been doing like
they're saying they're bound.
There's a bad game around the corner, so
they're bound.
That's why I'm gonna go with Mumbai, just for that reason.
You go with Mumbai, okay? I think that covers up mostly everything. I'm going
Delhi.
I'll go Delhi. But I think even if Delhi lose, I think it benefits them, because better to like lose now than in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
So they can learn from their mistakes. But I think Delhi, because I just feel Rabada and Nokia, they've just been a bit tad better than Bumrah and Bolt, but tad. I'm not saying so it'll be tough to play them. But it can go either way. The best, I think, most interesting battle will be Rabada and Nokia versus that middle order. Pandya, Pollard, and
because these Pandya brothers and Pollard have just been elevating that score that is starting off well with Rohit Sharma and Suryakumar Yadav. They've been giving them decent starts, but just to add that extra bit of edge, to give the bowlers enough to chase or kind of make those runs in the end. It's just been that's been a factor for Mumbai. That's been
Mumbai's middle order has been the best, but Delhi hasn't been bad as well, because their top order is doing most of the batting. But we saw in the last game, Stoinis chipped in, Hetmeyer chipped in, so they have that. I mean, if they don't perform, it doesn't work out, but they do have that in store if they need. They have the likes of Stoinis and Hetmeyer to go all out. So I mean, so that's why I think it's going to be very close. close.
And because it's in Abu Dhabi, it's going to be more of a contest versus like
Yeah.
just 250 runs to
Yeah,
beat or something. That would have been, it would have been fun to see, just to see the Sixers go out of the park. But
Yeah.
but it'll be a nice contest to
No,
watch.
and that's why it'll still be interesting because both have crazy bowling. So
Yeah.
even if they put up 150 on the board, the team batting
Yeah.
first, I think it's going to be close. Like it won't be
Absolutely.
easy chase.
Yeah, 100%.
So
fun to see.
actually looking forward to that game. But yeah, I'll catch you tomorrow. I think it's going to be a busy day for both of us, but early morning
for
start.
both of us, yeah.
Early morning start. Hopefully, it goes on the right track so that our day gets better as it goes along. We remember what happened
Hopefully.
last week, but
Yeah.
at least there's no Premier League, so I mean, we'll be a bit less busy in that sense and less
True.
heart pains, chest pains. But
Well, for me, it was okay because Arsenal won. Not
Yeah.
for you so much.
I like how you reminded me. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it tomorrow. Thank you so much. Some
Yep.
excellent points today, and I'll catch you tomorrow.
Yep. Take care.